Hi, Mia. I don't have good news for you today. We just got your results back from the lab. It's not looking good. I think your case is the worst case we've seen so far. But frankly, if we see a worse case, I don't even know how. I don't even know if we could emotionally keep up with it. You tested positive for the worst case of Cabr0navirus I have ever seen. I mean, we took your samples, and upon seeing how annoyed you get when someone starts talking about the trailer for a certain movie and you're like, oh my god, spoiler alert, stop telling me about the movie, you already ruined it for me. Or like whenever you're like, oh no, we do things my way, not your way, cabron. It's like, oh, we knew we had a pretty intense case of Cabr0navirus. As soon as we heard your voice, we knew we had an intense case of the Cabr0navirus. As soon as you walked in, we could smell it in the air, Cabr0na, right there. Just prime example of it. So, in your case, there is no recovery in your case. So sorry. You're too far gone, mija. I'm so sorry. Discúlpame, pero it's just what it is. I would like to say that medicine could help you, but at this point, no one can help you. And frankly, we highly suggest social distancing. Not because we don't want you to infect others, which of course, we don't want you to infect others with your Cabr0navirus, but mostly because no one just wants to be around the Cabr0na. I'm sorry. So, let us examine your symptoms. So, I'm just going to be writing this down. You tell me what you've been experiencing for the past couple weeks, maybe a couple days. Since when have you noticed these symptoms starting? You didn't notice these symptoms start? Okay, well, you were referred to us by your family and friends. They noticed that the Cabr0na was just coming out of you so much. And I mean, granted, you didn't notice it yourself because that's the whole point of being a Cabr0na. But we did have the points of, we were basically saying, oh, I don't like this type of music because it's not cool enough for me. So we're going to change it and we're going to listen to something else. And also, like, anytime someone made a comment, you would just be like, oh my God, really? Oh, that is so lame. I mean, honestly, you have the worst case of Cabr0navirus I have ever seen. Honestly. I mean, I don't even think anyone could be infected with such a horrible case of Cabr0navirus. So my next question for you is, where did you contract this coronavirus, or Cabr0navirus, if you remember? Oh yeah, no, the coronavirus has nothing on this disease. Oh, I see. Yeah, that'll do it. Well, you see, we do see a lot of cases of coronavirus when it has already been predisposition. If you were predisposed to having the coronavirus since birth, if you will, conception maybe even, it just was activated when you started dating, Mr. Hotshot, who was all like, oh, I'm gonna make you feel like a whatever, like a queen and all of this, and you're like, oh, I'm a queen and I am all of that, and it's like, what a cabrona, like, treat yourself like a queen, but don't treat everyone else like peasants. Cabrona. I'm so sorry about your affliction. We all are very sensitive to the pain you are feeling, but we are also very sensitive to the pain you are putting other people through about being around you. So now that we have a pattern emerging from your exposure, I will now be taking just one more sample from you, just for our file, just for confirmation, and also so that way we can further examine it, and we can also study it and see if we can find a possible vaccine or cure for this Cabr0navirus of yours. We are not hopeful because it seems to be a plague that is a little too powerful and a little too annoying for any sort of vaccine to want to deal with. But we are still putting in effort, bare minimum effort, to try and curb the Cabr0navirus. So if you would mind just opening your mouth. Excellent, thank you. I'm just going to take this Q-tip. I'm going to, would you, oh my God. Yes, it is clean. This is a medical office. Everything we do here is clean. You have an issue with that? You don't want any of the white inside your mouth? You don't want any? You want to be completely treated like a queen? Oh, miss, I'm better than everyone else. Oh, I want better treatment. Oh, look at me. I just want to be... Cabrona, please just open up your mouth and just... Cállate, okay? Cállate la jeta. So just open up your mouth. Thank you. It's not that hard for you, sweetie. Not that hard. So I'm just going to swab. See, swab. So, tongue here. And I'm just going to collect this sample. I'm going to put it away for further examination. Thank you for your cooperation. Now, we're going to be taking photos of you. Yes, we're going to be taking photos of you. That way we can have photos on file of what a person afflicted with Cabr0navirus looks like. That way we can keep a composite sort of directory of, not directory, a composite sort of image of how the patients or victims of Cabr0navirus look when they are afflicted with the Cabr0navirus. So, I'm going to need you to just look at me square on the nose. Okay, keep it there, and 1, 2, 3. Excelente. I'm going to need you to turn all the way to the left. To the left. It doesn't matter which one is your good side. We're getting both sides. This is not a modeling photo shoot. This is a medical office. This is for medical purposes. No, you may not post this on Instagram. This is a medical office. Now look all the way to the left. 1, 2, 3. Gracias. Now to the right. All the way to the right. Well, you know something. You make me want to die right now. So if you wouldn't mind looking all the way to the right, I would greatly appreciate it. That way, I didn't want to go out and throw myself out of this medical office that is on the 6th floor of this medical building. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. Gracias. Well, you see, while all the other professional doctors are taking care of the coronavirus, they put me on Cabr0navirus duty. And frankly, they might be seeing tragedies, but I'm going to be a tragedy if I have to deal with one more patient. So, now that we have taken your photos, now that we have your symptoms, and now that we have your DNA, I'm going to simply instruct you to just put out your arm. Just extend your arm. Excellent. No, I do not care how much muscle or tone you have gotten to your arm. We are in a pandemic, and that is what you care about? Okay. So, I'm going to be feeling your pulse for the next 60 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. No. That wasn't for you. That was just to check. I'm trying to compare what a calm person with no worries or stress in their life, who just decides to stress everyone else out around them, what their pulse is like, what their heartbeat is like, and comparing it to mine, where I'm about to just decide, I don't know, to just bang my head against the wall until I crush my skull in. Yep. My heartbeat is as fast as a mockingbird. Well, I hope that you take care of yourself in these traveling days, because even though you are terribly inflicted and infected, and you're going to be a victim of the Cabr0navirus, it is everyone around you who has to suffer. So please practice social distancing and self-quarantining. Now please, for the love of God, get out of my office.